diet is very important. Diet is the reason that we are overweight, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, liver disease. Now we're getting the whole thing on kidney disease. You know, a lot of these things we have developed from bad diet. We don't know what we're eating. We're the only people in America who don't have a food chain. And when I say that, I don't mean stores. We don't have a food path. The Asians, they have stores. They have food in there that's got their language. We don't even know what's in the can if it ain't no picture of it. They created that. We even have Africans here who have food that they have brought in from the East and from South Africa that they are able to sell here, that they manufactured. They brought it in, however. And of course, the Latinos, the Mexicans, all of them have their own food. We can't even, as I said, read a lot of the labels. And so everyone here has a food path except us. Our only food path is to get it from them. Okay? White people even get a lot of their food, you know, out of Italy, a lot of places over there in Europe. But we don't have any place, we don't get along with the Africans, and they don't get along with us. They've been taught to hate us and dislike us and think we're a fool, and we've been taught we don't like their attitude. They act like they're superior, you know, because we're walking around talking about we're African Americans. We're not African Americans. We are American Africans. This is how African look that's been indoctrinated with all the nonsense of America. This is how an African looks when they have been robbed of their God, their politics, and their principles. We are a result. This is what it looks like. Okay? I realize Muhammad teaches, the first thing it does is dignify you. And it does teach you superiority because you are superior. We don't have to pretend that we're not superior. Certainly, black man. Because by you all accepting that you are less, and they have made it almost illegal. That's one of the things they said against the messenger, is that he teaches racial superiority. Absolutely. They teach it. And if they didn't teach racial superiority, then how come they don't say that Jesus is black or Chinese or Latino? They made him white like them. That's the supreme racial superiority that they tricked us with. Yeah. But the church give us an activity that we think we're doing for God. The church give us something to do. The church give us what the messenger called the imagination of truth. It lets us dream of something. Well, we know good and well what he taught is that nobody's interested in the affairs of man but another man. All right? And he told us that if Jesus or any of them people that they say they believe in came down here, or if an angel, if a human being came down here with wings on their back and somebody floated down out of the clouds and did any of that, we wouldn't run up to them and say, oh, Lord. We would run away from them. Okay? And the white people would try to kill them.
I have on the phone with me my agent, my best friend. She has been in the civil rights movement for a long time. She has a personal relationship with Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I want to bring her on right now. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I have utmost respect for Honorable Elijah Muhammad for using his history and his knowledge of both all the two religions to Christianity. Well, I'm sorry, three. The Hebrews or whatever they call religion, the Old Testament, New Testament, and what they consider the Revelation to the Arab. I guess it was to the Arab people. He did very well. I couldn't have learned Islam from Arabs. I learned it from Imam Waruddin Muhammad, and then I went to a Pakistani community in the suburban area of Chicago, and I saw how these people understood things, and it really, really helped. I think the Arabs are a little backwards, a little too dominating for me as a female, and Islam, you know, it doesn't force anyone into any religion, and I don't think away. And then Elijah Muhammad never forced women, and I believe he wanted women educated and intelligent, and able to make decisions on their own, and the men to be still the maintainers of women. And I appreciate that, but in faith. He didn't say just anything, just have money and bang her upside the head. He was like in faith. So I appreciate that. But that's saying all that to say is we have a guy, Donald Trump, who is not religious.
Absolutely.
He has a family. He has business. And then we have the Democrats, which are another Caucasian race of people who I don't think they know as much about religion either.
I think so too, my sister.
And we're in the middle of it because there are other people in the world that understand religion and family ties better than these people. And the white people in authority, and they can't help people because they don't know what they're doing.
I absolutely agree.
And I got a problem with both sides right now. Serious problem. I'm scared to death. And I don't want a world coming down like Iran and China and the Arabs and, the Russians. I don't want our country blown up. Martin Luther King stood up for fairness in God's way and Abraham's way, that we can settle this, but we can't oppress each other.
Spot on, my sister.
That's all I was saying all of that for. And I do thank the Arabs for being involved in whatever we had to get free. And I thank them for allowing us an opportunity possibly to get into world trade and commerce with people other than white people.
Yeah, I think so too, my sister. I absolutely agree. It was absolutely Dr. King and the social justice movement, even Malcolm X and Minister Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, they was all in there too. A lot of people don't like to put them in that boat with Martin Luther King, but they stopped a lot of things from happening also in their school of thought. My sister Eva, thank you for blessing this microphone. I know it's been a while. You don't do this very often. You come on this microphone for one of your favorite people. I hope that's me. And I want to thank you. And I got it from here, my sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
When I went on Reverend Al's show a couple years ago, he liked my comment when I told him about the fact that this white monster called white privilege, their ancestors created for them. They created their own spirit. This is why we call these people devils. This is what they did when they created the spirit of white privilege.
Asshole. Yo, lady, we don't speak that here. What are you saying? Are you fucking kidding me? In the airport? In public? You said the N-word? Get your shit. Go downstairs. Let's go. Excuse you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Get your
You're
hands
gonna
off.
get arrested. That's what. Excuse you. No.
Stop. I want to see my mother tomorrow.
No, you're arrested now.
No, I'm not arrested.
No. Get. No. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Excuse you. Put your hands behind your back.
Please
Stop. You need to stop.
You're too young.
No, you're acting like a freaking lunatic.
He's dying of cancer.
Nobody cares right now because you're acting like a lunatic.
White people, your ancestors created all of this madness that y'all have to maneuver around nowadays. Going home saying words like, how can they call each other nigger and we can't? What make any of you entitled, foolish white women think y'all should be able to use the same name your ancestors oppressed us with, labeled us as animals? What make you think that we supposed to allow y'all to do that? White privilege put me in mind of drug dealers. The drug dealers start out poor in poverty. All of us. When they drop that crack off in all of these hoods. These drug dealers who did not get on crack and sold the crack, they didn't have nothing when they started. Just like America. Didn't have nothing when they started. Then they brought their slaves in and built an empire for them. Well, that's the same thing the drug users do for the drug dealers. Drug users go out, sell their bodies, break in stores, break all kind of laws to get money to come and give these drug dealers, and these drug dealers shit on them. These drug dealers disrespect them. The same angels God sent to fill their pockets up, to put them in a better position in their lives, but they shit on the very people, put them in a position they would have never gotten in if it wasn't from those drug users. Assalamu alaikum.